No, because what happened was, right, was this fin happened what you don't know nothing about. Shut up, I wasn't even supposed to be anywhere even near there.
I hate the wilderness. Can't we get a Euro Disney?
I'm not spending another summer in the Goofy Lodge, OK?
Who's this?
It's your dad.
All right, Dad. What's occurring?
What's occurring indeed. Having spent at least 10 years getting it started and fighting off legion calls, not least from its own former senior executives, for it to be closed, the BBC is about to announce that BBC3, home of Little Britain, Gavin and Stacey and the rest, is for the chop. It will cease to be a broadcast TV channel, but will live on online. For the BBC, this is a big statement. Director General Tony Hall said it was time for tough choices, and here's the first of them. The message to the government is clear. One senior executive told me it was meant as a wake-up call. Keep cutting the licence fee in real terms, and licence payers, aka your voters, really won't like it. And this is just the start.
And we've had some news here at the station, so listen...
Remember the public reaction to BBC 6 Music, a station never more popular than when the BBC threatened to shut it. Plans ultimately abandoned in the face of a licence payer revolt. In a nutshell, and the BBC knows this, there is little public appetite for cuts to BBC services. So why BBC 3? Why not BBC 4?
If you had to choose between BBC 3 and BBC 4, you'd clearly choose BBC 3 because that is exactly where the audience is going. It's moving online, it's moving on to iPlayer. When BBC 3 has done advance screenings of programmes through the iPlayer, they've got very good audiences on the back of that.
From Birmingham to Bromley.
So BBC 3 did attract the younger audiences that Auntie craved, albeit with the help of EastEnders repeats. And maybe the channel is well placed to take them with it online. But how will it be remembered by the critics and those of us not in the target demographic?
F off I'm fat, me and my big breasts, F off I'm ginger. Yeah, some Snog, Marry and Avoid, which inexplicably I think ran for 5 years. These are the programmes that gave the channel a bad name and made it a very convenient whipping boy today. But of course, as any channel controller knows, you've got to sandwich the public service stuff, even on the BBC, between programmes that are going to attract mainly because of their stupid titles.
But back to the sharp end. The BBC still needs to find another £450 million of cuts, or savings, annually by 2017. So how much money might the BBC actually save by moving BBC 3 online only? Well, there's the rub.
Stacey?
God!
The big money, some £90 million, is in BBC 3's content budget. But if you cut much of that, which is after all spent on things that licence payers really appreciate, like programmes, whilst at the same time admitting, as Tony Hall has done, that the BBC is spending shed loads on corporate inefficiency, too many managers, too many people and all of that, which licence payers definitely do not appreciate, you can quite easily end up in a bad place.
Richard, do you know your flies are open?
And then, even people who were never especially keen on BBC 3.
Let me give you a list of distinctive programmes. Help me, Anthea, I'm infested. Is that a sort of programme the BBC should continue making?
And not to mention government and politicians, for whom the original message was meant, might start to wonder what indeed is occurring.